Hi everyone, we're going to go over some how to search and save images that you can use for your Photoshop assignments. The first assignment I gave you was the About Me gallery, where I'm asking you to find images that tell me a little bit about yourself. We're going to use the first prompt as an example. So we're going to look for a favorite food. So in Google, I'm going to type in something. You can get pretty specific with Google and find a lot of really cool pictures. I'm just going to type in pizza and I want to look for images. Now, when I'm looking for images, there's a couple of things I want to pay attention to. One is the size. If I hover over a picture with my mouse, a gray box will appear right underneath it and it will give me the size. I want to look for something that's 800 by 800 or more. If it's 795 by 806, that's perfectly acceptable too. But I'm looking for something that's a pretty good resolution. It's not going to get too fuzzy. The other thing I want to be aware of is being careful of finding things that have watermarks on it. This picture right here has watermarks on it. This is a stamp, a logo, a seal that artists are putting on top of their work to kind of prevent you from using it without their credit. Down below, it has some words on it that look like they would be easy enough to remove. I could crop this out, I could erase that. That wouldn't take very long. But on top of the pizza, if you look very closely, there are some of these transparent spirals. There is a grid over here that's overlaying the whole picture. There's even words. Now, if I was going to use this and zoom into it, all of those things would become more and more apparent, and it would be really distracting to the viewer, and you would have to work to get all of those things out. Save yourself the trouble. See if you can find one that does not have a watermark. The other thing you want to be aware of is finding one that has a background that's going to work for you, or the pizza is in the correct position for you. If I'm going to try to have a slice of pizza that somebody is holding, it might be easier for me to find something that doesn't have a huge background around it. So for example, this picture has a checkerboard design in the background. You can see it very faintly. This is a transparent background, meaning if I take this picture of pizza and I put it on top of a red background, it's going to be just this little triangle of pizza without anything else around it. It would be really easy to use this in some work that I was trying to manipulate. For this assignment though, I'm just going to search for a picture that looks pretty good and is about the right size. So this one is 250 by 1250. It's a very good size. If I want to see if I can find something a little bit smaller, I can just click on those two boxes, and this will bring me up to a whole bunch of options of different sizes of the exact same photograph. So I can kind of scroll through it and see if I can find something that maybe is a little bit smaller. I don't necessarily need it to be that big. I'm going to do the 1600 by 800. So I'm going to click on it, and then I'm going to right click on my mouse and I'm going to go to Save Image As. Yep, this is a PNG file. So there might be some weird things we have to do if we're going to edit this photo in Photoshop, but a PNG file is really good. It's going to have that transparent background. It's going to be a little bit easier to work with sometimes. So I'm going to go and I'm going to rename this file something that's easier to find for me. Pizza Works. I also want to make sure that I'm saving it in my desktop. Don't save it in somebody else's desktop. Go to desktop, look for it. I can see that that one's mine because it says my last name, computer art, and the quarter that I'm in. I'm going to click on it and hit save. If I go to my desktop folder, I can double check and see if it's in there. There's the pizza. It's already saved. And I'm ready to open that up in Photoshop later.